Alrighty. We're live and ready.
Hey.
Welcome, love bugs. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I'm so happy that you guys have all joined us today. Once again on this lovely... Today's Monday. Yes. Today's Labor Day. Yes.
Happy Labor Day. If you...
I don't believe in pagan days. Them pagan days.
I mean, it's a holiday that some people get off of work, so, you know.
Yes, I am happy for everybody who got off of work, has a day off. Good, lucky for you. Happy for you. Same. So, literally, I made sure I had Mondays off.
Okay. Get into it.
But yes, no. On this lovely day, we have. Oh my God. Was it a smart idea to drink this beforehand?
I mean, listen, we are a sipping podcast, okay?
We are a sipping podcast. We sip, we talk, we chat.
We do both.
Yes, we think we like to get comfortable, so you're right. I wanted to get comfortable. That sounds like a cry for help. I wanted to get comfortable. No.
I love that this is your idea of comfortable, like this specific outfit, because, girl, get into it with the bunny ears.
Like, bitch, I am in my bunny era. Like, bitches want to say they in a soft era. All right, how soft? Because I'm soft as a bunny. Fuck out of here.
Okay, bad bitch with the soft bunny.
But no, seriously, because that's why I want a pet bunny. That's my next goal. Like, I gotta get a bunny.
You gotta hope that Chanel don't get to it first.
Yes. This fucking wrote it. But I brought in once again my dear friend King.
Hey.
Want to shout yourself out? Introduce yourself once again.
Of course. So, again, my name is King. Again, you can catch me on all my socials as King_Melanova on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky even as well. And then, yeah, we are back again because, well, you know, I'm enjoying being on my girlies podcast, you know.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you because I feel like I can do a podcast by myself, but like I'm too nervous and I like having someone I can bounce off of, and I needed the right person, and you literally are the right person. So like,
I mean, we figured that we could work together in like an actual work environment, so why not in a environment that, well, also we're friends, so being in a friendly environment, we do this anyway, so why not, you know.
That needs to be a topic one day, because I would love to get into that, friendships and all of that. But
Absolutely.
No, today we're gonna be talking about motherfucking anime, like in animation, full throttle this time. Why do you think I'm dressed like a? What anime character would dress like this, or like you think?
There's a lot of like specific bunny
like
anime baddies.
Should I get up and show them what I'm wearing?
I mean, give the girls a twirl. You know, give them
a Loretta Young, if any of y'all know what that is.
Yes, get into the fit.
Suits with cute little,
Yes.
like fluffy thingies too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are fully able to see that. It's just my Stanley cup. Can kill somebody with this, so I love them. They don't make anything stay cold.
Now you better have a bunch of people being like, "Ooh, who's the cute bunny girl?"
I was about to say a vegan, so don't talk to her.
You're not a vegan.
I'm not a vegan. I was making a joke. It wasn't a good one. I begrudgingly judge vegans because I'm like, I joke. I very much joke because there's a lot of good vegan. There's a vegan chili recipe that I know, so fucking good. But I still joke and say like, vegans are disgusting. I just love meat too much. It's okay.
I mean, you know, some girlies like their meat. Some people are, you know, plant only. And I'm
like Chie from Persona 4. Meat. There's another girly who loves meat. I was gonna
say the one girl from Food Wars.
Yes. What is her name?
I just call her by the nickname that she got in the dub,
Oh,
which is
Meet
Meet
Me.
Meet. Meet
Do
Meet.
you think Jocelyn from Jocelyn's Cabaret gave Wet Wet her name in inspiration of Meet Me?
That would be funny. That would be funny.
That's not even a topic of anime and animation I want even to get into today, but that's something to I want y'all to think about that. Certain names like that. Like did she
But
did she reference Food Wars when she nicknamed what?
I'm gonna say so we can let's get to the topic.
Yes,
at hand.
let's get to one of our first topic at hands and listen, all of these okay, so I don't know why, but I keep getting recommended whenever I like look up random like anime voice actor facts and shit. I get recommended certain articles, and I typically don't look at them, but some of them catch my eye. And one of them I read that Sony is really starting to really tap into the Western market. And I know you guys are probably thinking like, well, duh, why do you think they're starting to, there's a whole bunch of conventions and stuff, and they have Crunchyroll. No, 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 no. Yeah, but like, I don't think you understand. I feel like they're going to start trying to compete probably on, like they're going to fully dominate and monopolize the Western, mainly, primarily the U.S. market of anime and anime distribution. And granted, I don't know if this is going to be fully a bad thing or not, because, like, Funimation kind of did as well as what we know of. There's probably other distributors at the time too who were like keeping it even. Not only that, the market was very niche at the time, but bigger names are starting to enter the fray. And it's like,
well, I think for the Western market at least, it's always been under like quote unquote big names. Like it's always been distributed among like 3 or 4 different companies typically. But now with Sony, I guess pretty much taking over Crunchyroll, um, this or like at least they're trying to right now.
oh no
Um,
no no, they own Crunchyroll.
well, would if they continue down this path, they pretty much would have a straight up monopoly over here in the West because if they already own Aniplex, right?
They do. So, for some more clarification, Sony Pictures, or not Sony Pictures, but Sony, the whole intermediate company over in Japan, they own Crunchyroll and the anime producing company Aniplex. You know that sign that you guys see sometimes when it comes to
Aniplex.
like our Aniplex. I remember seeing that shit the first time on Durara. Uh, but yeah, no, I was like 12 when I first saw them, so like I know that that's a big deal company to own. Um, Not only that, but I didn't fully mention this earlier because I don't know if it's gonna be a big player, but Disney is also semi trying to.
Well, Disney has almost pretty much done that already. Like they already own Fox, they own they basically are getting rid of Hulu.
Wait,
And
what? I didn't hear about this.
oh, you didn't know that? So Disney is coming. I think next year or like coming like in the next 2 years or so. Hulu the app is just going to get morphed inside the Disney app, and Disney is just going to be the only app. Because I mean, right now there's a bunch of like deals to basically have the Disney and Hulu and ESPN and etc. But like Hulu has been owned by Disney now. I think for a while, and
I would
they've
say
been
about
just.
like 4-ish years, so it's not even been like a decade. It's definitely not been no decade.
But the point was Disney wanted to tap into the streaming space and pretty much dominate it. And I mean that's kind of what's been happening. I mean they own Marvel, so that those implications. One of the only, and this is funny because the only thing that's keeping them from completely owning all of Marvel is Sony. Funnily enough, because Sony owns the entire Spider-Verse. And they're very picky about how they like sparingly give that back to Marvel. But Marvel is trying their hardest to buy that back from them. Like Disney is trying their hardest to buy that back because that's what's holding a lot of the movies and stuff back is they have to keep going back to Sony and being like, can we use this character?
You know what's crazy? I feel like Sony trying to really capitalize on the Western/American market is funny because the more money they get from the Americans who are, quite frankly, quite tired of Disney shenanigans and kind of migrate over more to anime and go to streaming services like Crunchyroll, giving them more money to be like, no, you can't use Spider-Man. For what? For what? That's a dumb script idea. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to the drawing board. So that kind of makes you want to...
You're peeking real hard.
Oh, apologies for peeping. But no, that kind of makes you really want to fund more towards Crunchyroll. But at the same time, I know that the actual work environment in like Japan's animation industry is atrocious. So like I feel so conflicted as a foreign viewer who appreciates the art form of animation so much to the point where I went to school for it, and seeing and hearing that they are basically in wage slave jobs and environments for such a beautiful art form. It really, it's one of the reasons why I have depression. Like generally, it's one of the reasons. So like, I don't know. Hopefully, I want there to be a way. There are some ways that can change. I know this is semi off topic, but I always would love to bring awareness to the animators dormitory. If that's still up and running and still being a thing. I believe I saw some sort of update for it, but I didn't click on it because I was in my head that day. But regardless, always support animators, support artists in general, and always keep intact in what the companies are doing that are distributing and giving you said art form. How are they doing this? Are they actually giving the money back to the artists and the people who worked on it? What cut are they getting from it? And why are you guys able to show me this? Also, why are we not getting a dub? Why can't we get a dub sometimes? Why can't certain animations get a dub and not this one? This is just a me nitpicking because I love dub animation. And I feel like sometimes so like, if you guys haven't noticed or realized, the reason why I keep saying, like, and the articles say it too, like, what was it, years 2022 and 2023, there was a big ass boom and a big ass spike in like anime sales and revenue, mainly due to the fact of the plague that shall not be named of 2020 kind of kickstarting that. Even though anime was a big thing, there were anime conventions and all that merchandise was being sold, it was not at the level that it was or is today. Like, and it truthfully did kickstart in, I would say 2023 or 2022-ish. What was your year?
I was gonna say, like, it really, I mean, because, like, you know, COVID, she did her thing in 2020.
They shall not be named.
Not she who shall not be named. But she did her big one in 2020, 2021, 2022 even.
She came out stunting. Like, pow! Immune system. That's not funny.
It's not. I mean, okay. Looking back on it, like, it's one of those things that's like, history has a way of repeating itself. It's the plague. It's the cold when it first came out. Like, all these things happen, cycle back. Ebola.
Don't touch your friends. Don't touch your friends. I don't remember what that
And
was.
then don't forget, she even had variants. Like, COVID, she was like, oh, hold on. You thought I was only gonna come out once. I got this variant, this variant, this variant.
I got this for you, Pat. Like, it really was a wild time to the point where people really were. They weren't scared. Some were scared to go outside. I know I wasn't. Motherfucker, I had to go work. And I would love to, like, get into that eventually, but I feel like that's still a touchy topic, that there were people who were not, quote unquote, like medical or emergency, like, essential workers that had to work. People who worked in, like, food industry still had to go work.
Mm-hmm.
So, who cooked the food from the door that, like, but anyways, I'm so sorry for pitching. It's just something I wish people would, like, notice as well, that it wasn't just the nurses and all of them. Granted, thank God that they were able to actually, like, be able to help in whatever in any way that they could, but it's just the fact that the whole situation was just. Let's move on from that. Let's just talk about the positives of it, which is it made anime have a very big boom.
Man, so, a lot of animation industries have a huge boom.
Very much.
Like, you know, Netflix seen a lot of revenue, Hulu seen a lot of revenue, but
let's
Disney
not talk about Netflix and
Disney got a lot of revenue, but yeah, especially the anime industry, because it was already such a niche genre in general, but because people had nothing better to do, and, you know, you get tired of watching the same thing over and over, you eventually start to look at things that might not be, you know,
you get tired of making sourdough starter and failing and shit. You kind of want to, like, watch something that inspires you. You know what really inspires you for, like, culinary wise? Food Wars. Where are you gonna watch that on? Crunchyroll. So.
Well, technically Hulu, too.
Was it?
Yeah, you can still watch it on Hulu.
Was it on Netflix at the time too?
Only the first season.
I hate distributing contracts and all of that too, because that is so dumb. That is so dumb.
Mm-hmm. And then Hulu only has season 1 and season 2. They don't have anything beyond that. You gotta watch the rest of it on Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll has everything. Don't you love distribution?
I despise it. Also, they don't have Blaze Blue's alternate memory. So, and that's the most important anime ever to be made. That is my number one.
Girl.
So, do you think we? I really do feel like Disney is gonna try their hand. I don't know why. I really do. Because they are, but they, like, you know when.
I mean, Disney is already, well, not Disney, but, like, not, like, Netflix has been trying to make their own, like, original animes.
What do you mean trying? They just do at this point. Netflix has an animation studio at this point, and it is for they at this point it's an animation studio that makes Western animation and Eastern / anime and animation as well. They do both.
I did. So, like, for instance, I did watch, like, Cannon Busters. Cannon Busters was a really good one. Not too much.
Let me pause real quick. I'm actually happy you brought up that show, because I got a fucking beef with LaShawn Thomas. You motherfucker, you don't know who I am. I'll get that in a minute. You don't know who I am, but in 2018, your bitch ass was supposed to speak in, I believe, November or October at SVA, and you weren't there. Ooh. Something happened, and I'm sorry that happened, but I need that back. I need that time back. I skipped a class that I could have passed easily. I'm pitching. I skipped a class that I could have passed easily. It was watercolor. It was the main thing that got me in that school, and you made me miss that. So I can listen to you speak. So you gotta give that back to me, Brody, okay? If I ever see you again, I'm playing this clip back, and you have to sign something for me. All right?
Get him.
So we can talk about Cannon Busters now and how it was a very 7 out of 10 anime. I honestly, I'm so sorry. 6 out of 10 anime. Not 6, 6.5. 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, I give it an 8 out of 10. I think that okay, where I want to give it bonus points for it, and I almost want to. Here's the thing: I want to give it bonus points because I really love the animation. Like,
yeah, okay, yes, that's
animation.
automatic. That's an automatic 3. Like, ooh, there you go. Automatic 3. Art style was phenomenal. I love it. I mean, like, it's Boondocks, but refined for like a more actiony style instead of a more, in reality world. This is a fantasy world, and you just turned it up to a 10, and it was beautiful. I loved it.
No, like truly, it was, and I mean, obviously, I want definitely always want to shout out things that are like pro black and stuff like that.
Always T.
You
Always
know,
gotta represent.
but where there was definitely some issues I had with like the plot progression,
Yes.
And
The character progression as well.
some of the characters just didn't get developed enough, and I think that just might be just again some of those cases with like where the writing studio just probably was trying to squeeze it into like a shorter amount of time.
Yes. We can talk about the issues and why, especially during that time when Cannon Busters came out, why it was a one core anime. Because it's experimental. And why wouldn't you give a chance? Why wouldn't you, not to knock him or anything, not to discredit his like work or anything, but like during that specific time of animation or anime industry like progression, they were still experimenting with how they can distribute and make anime on streaming services now instead of just television, because it is a different market, it's a different playing field. How are you able to do that? Let's give people from around the world chances now to show and tell their type of stories and everything like that. So like I honestly kind of feel like he's like that story and like Cannon Busters and it is a experimental like anime to see whether or not like is this a director with storytelling talents that can be long term? Can he be another Oda?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying not to pitch. I hate to say it, but the goal is always to have something that can be dragged out, to say, because you can make more money, you have more stable income. Everybody who works on it makes more stable income. People who love it will always love it and continue to like buy it. If you have something that is like, what is that term? I always forget words.
Longevity.
Yes. If you have a show that has longevity, you're golden. Like Dragon Ball Z is another example. It has a lot of longevity. I don't know how, but Naruto has longevity
because it's so much filler. It's so much filler.
I'm talking about with the addition of Boruto too. That implies that it has longevity. That the fact that Naruto ended and then they continued with Boruto showed that somebody said, the market must have said that it had longevity to continue.
Okay, so let me explain why. Okay, Boruto relies so much on nostalgia that if you take Naruto out of Boruto, it would probably be an okay anime, but it wouldn't have nowhere near the audience that it has.
You have to show Naruto within the first 50 episodes of Boruto to capture any person. And it's so like...
Well, I mean, if you look at the beginning of Boruto, up until he has that one fight with the little, I forget what they're called, the little white man person.
I didn't watch that trash.
Yeah, up until he has that fight.
I like trash that smells sweet. That shit would smell like stank ass fucking people experiencing homeless piss. I'm cool on that. That is what Boruto smells like.
Okay. It's okay. Again, it's not, when you take Naruto out of it, it's actually an okay anime. It's not like, I would probably rate it maybe like a 7 out of 10 if you take Naruto out of it. When you put Naruto in it, it relies so much on the nostalgia of it, and it literally almost every other episode pans back to this man. And they try to pull away from it, but every time they try to pull away from it, you see that they're like they get too scared to pull too far away from it.
I understand. Here's the thing, though.
Like at this point, in order for this series to truly progress, Naruto gotta die.
I thought he did.
No.
Naruto. Am I a hater of Naruto? I must be, because like I legit thought this man was dead.
No.
For the past 3 years.
Unfortunately, no.
I surely thought Naruto has been dead. He's like, why is the show even going? The nigga is dead. Even the fact that his son is trash and everyone knows it.
I'm be right back.
Okay. Let me rant about oh, let me have my icon right here. Let me rant about Naruto for a minute, and hopefully when he comes back, we can discuss this even further. But Naruto should have either been ended before he got together fully with Hinata, meaning that movie should have never been made, or it could have ended and continued to have Naruto. It could have ended with Naruto not having a partner like the show, and then probably started another series, continuing like having Naruto adopt another kid. Because let's be fucking for real. Let's be so real. Naruto had no chemistry with Hinata, or let's give him grace. He had 10% chemistry with Hinata for the entirety of the whole series. And it took for that movie to be made, for any type of actual real chemistry to be developed, for them to justify them being married. That is despicable of writing, in my opinion.
Oh, clock him. Pardon.
How did my thing fall again?
Oh no, not the cards.
Trifling.
Sorry about that.
Disgusting.
And as she was saying, I always laugh about that because I think that like they have some chemistry. Like they try to justify them being together by like Hinata always being the person that Naruto can rely on. Like that's their quote unquote, that's their relationship type, their bond, their connection, is that Naruto can pretty much in any given situation rely on Hinata to be the one to.
I love how we both reach.
Come back to me. There we go.
Oh, there we go. All right. But Hinata was always somebody he can rely on, yada yada. But he didn't.
Like
he
especially
never
in that
showed
episode.
Appreciation at what?
Like in the episode where he was getting his ass whooped by Pain. And then Hinata came up and got her ass whooped by Pain as well.
Yeah, but then he was like, wait, what is she doing? He literally was thinking like, why is Hinata going so hard for me?
Everybody else watched this shit happen, by the way. Everybody was just sitting there watching him getting his ass, like watching Hinata get beat up too. And I was the only one that was like, I'm not about to let my mans get out here and get his ass whooped. And I was like, aw, that's cute.
But why?
But she just, I mean, here's the thing. It's always
Did he ever, like, I don't understand how, after seeing that then, like, especially with Pain, was this before or after? Because, like, I'm gonna be real with you, I stopped watching Naruto
This is a Shippuden.
I know it's Naruto Shippuden. I stopped watching Naruto Shippuden during the, like, man with the clay hand arc during Disney XD showing it. Once they stopped showing it on Disney XD, I was like, well, I can't watch it.
You're talking about Data.
Yeah. I stopped around that time, so a lot of the same things when it comes to like Bleach and Naruto and all that. Like I had to stop eventually.
I forgot Naruto was on Disney XD.
Yeah, I watched. So funny story. I watched One Piece on 4Kids. I watched Naruto on Disney XD and Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network originally showed all of Naruto.
I was about to say on Toonami.
Yes, that's the first. Always pay respect to Toonami. And then I watched.
Yeah.
And then I watched.
Inuyasha was my shit on Toonami. Shouldn't know I was gay then. Okay,
but and then I watched Bleach.
On the count of three, we're gonna both say our favorite character from Inuyasha, and if it's the same character, I'm gonna laugh.
I don't have a favorite character.
You don't have a favorite character?
I hate all them niggas. I hate all them niggas.
Shomaru was so fine.
And you know what's crazy? All of them got white hair. And I hate
Shomaru
them niggas.
was so fine.
I hate them. That nigga was
Shomaru.
toxic. That nigga was so toxic to his brother.
I don't give a fuck about that. Fuck his brother.
Did. I cared about that.
Fuck
and
his
the fact
brother.
that my sister
and his brother is a pedophile, so fuck him.
Well, holy shit, I hate both of them.
That's why Shomaru don't like that nigga.
I don't like any of them. I don't like the one dude, the one like wolf nigga that my other sister also like. Like she liked it all them dog niggas.
Okay,
and I'm on your ass. Dog loving ass, nigga ass bitch. Like you weird for liking anybody of Inuyasha.
I'm sorry, Shomaru is fine. Girl, you can't tell me that man with the bust down, and he came in with the drip every time.
Baby, when I tell you I like a corny nigga, I like a corny nigga. I like Robin the Blood Edge.
I mean,
he a corny ass real nigga. He a corny ass real nigga. And I love that. He keep thinking he hard, but he literally is just a real nigga because like he keep experiencing oppression. That is it. Shishomaru bitch ass literally is an oppressed type of well, actually not Shishomaru. His brother is. His brother is a halfling and he's always disrespectful to him. I ain't on that shit. That's disgusting. How you gonna be racist and discriminatory to your own blood, bro? Like, get out of my face. Ooh. Halfling. Like,
oh.
Make my pussy dry up. Like, ugh, don't be doing that.
Called him a halfling.
Dry.
I mean, but, no, Inuyasha was my shit. But as far as, like, Sony owning all of this shit in general, I think them creating a monopoly is going to lead to other implications. I mean, I guess they got to create a monopoly somewhere since, you know, the console wars is basically ending.
We ain't talking about video games now, but I'm going to say my controversial video game opinion that's not really controversial. I learned of this opinion back in 2016 by another YouTuber that I watch to this day as well. He may not ever hear that this person is going to say this, but you're right. You are very much right. How you going to take yourself out of the console war, Microsoft? Back in 2016, where Microsoft implicated like that whole, what was it, Games Pass? Oh, you don't need a console to play your games now, you just need a PC? Okay, then why buy an Xbox? What the fuck? What are we doing?
I mean, case in point, I have a P5 and I have a computer. I have no reason to ever have an Xbox. I barely have a reason to have a P5. My boyfriend uses it more than I do.
But you know how else we gonna support Sony? With Crunchy? Like, come on, Microsoft. You're not in the right game, Brody. You need to put yourself in another fucking field.
Well, to be fair, Microsoft is making very clever moves. Game Pass is fire. Has a bunch of good games on there. Has solid release day ofs. Like you get to play a bunch of really good games on day of.
It ain't got Blaze Blue series.
I mean, I got some.
No, it doesn't.
I think so.
Sony's version of Game Pass has all of the Blaze Blues.
You know what? That's right.
Yeah, I know that's right. I looked
at that and I was thinking about.
I was sad as fuck when I couldn't play on a PlayStation no more.
But that might be changing because, you know, things are changing on the stuff.
You know what I want to change? I want Guilty Gear to stop having this such high rise right now and let some of that shine go to Blaze Blues. They need a little bit of shine. We're not going to get into Blaze Blues. We're not going to get into that. When I get my full Blaze Blues cosplay, that's when we're going to have a Blaze Blues stream. It's going to be like 12 hours. It's going to be crazy.
I mean, if we're talking about Blaze Blue.
We're not talking about Blaze Blues.
The only character I give a fuck about in Blaze Blue is Noelle and the vampire bitch.
You care about both of the pedophile baits?
Okay,
Noelle, real talk, is incel bait.
Noelle is one of my favorite characters because
I love her as well. I do, but
her.
she is still incel bait. But here's the thing: she is a timid girl that is very much a pushover, but later on gets a backbone. She's incel bait. Like you think you can push her over, but eventually she gonna she literally will pop off.
She gonna hit you with that blicky. She gonna hit you with that blicky.
And Rachel, the vampire chick, she's literally jailbait.
Okay, Rachel, I love her only because I love a vampire bitch that gives me rich, royal class. Like, it just gives me that
She
extra
wanna fuck
level.
Ragnar. She don't like rich class niggas.
It's
She
just,
like literally hood niggas.
She gives rich, classy.
She is
but she
literally-
like her a hood nigga. She love a nigga that been down in the dirt
she like her
and getting it
bro.
out here on his own. You know,
She like her bro.
She's like, I know you don't want me for my money because you out here getting it on your own. You doing
What
you need to do.
money? Hold on. First of all, this man is notoriously broke. Notoriously broke. He is a bum motherfucking terrorist. That is what Ragnar is.
That's what I'm saying. Rachel knows that she's like, I don't need this nigga for his, you know.
For his money. He's just here for entertainment. He's just here for the plays.
Exactly. And that's, I mean, okay, have you watched Pose, right?
I have not watched Pose.
Okay, well, we gotta fix that.
I need to. I know, yes.
I watch Pose every year around Pride.
So in June. Okay. Okay, so next year in June. Actually, no, I'll probably watch Pose during wintertime. Like
It's such one. It's bring the box of tissues because it's gonna have you're gonna be crying, girl. I'm telling you.
Anime don't be having me crying, so why don't you... So, I couldn't finish that.
I'm gonna be so
okay.
I'm gonna be so for real with you. There's some moments in there that just I was like, ooh, Dab my eye real quick.
No, I'm not gonna cry over this, Brody. I'm not gonna cry over this.
I can't. I'm not because you gotta also think this is also it's also based on a lot of realism. Like a lot of this is based off of stuff that happened in real life.
Yeah. No, same with what was it? Oh, I know this. I'm so upset. I can't remember what the show is called. I remember watching both the first and second season, but it was a show on HBO about the porn industry and how it mainly got its start through the like basically the prostitute slums of New York City in the 70s. I love that show so much.
Well,
I can't remember what it's called.
You have to put me on to that.
I gotta remember what it's called. I'm losing names and words right now today. Oh my god, OMG, Sean. I'm sorry.
But before we get too far off our topic on this,
yes, we need to move on to the next topic because we have 3 full topics to kind of like blend into today. But I feel like what we're talking about kind of goes into it, which is like because everything like as you can see. We love anime. We've been loving anime for so long, and like we've constantly loved anime, and we're realizing everybody else is loving it, and so are the people overseas making the anime themselves. So I'm trying to think of like how do they plan on marketing it for the American audience, because we all have to remember something first and foremost. Anime, like Japanese animation, is for the Japanese public first, and then we are second. So, with that being said, with all of these other avenues opening up, like the example, Cannon Busters being an example of testing out making anime specifically for the Western audience, maybe, this is speculation. This is all allegation, speculation, through the shit that I read and everything. Like, how do you think moving forward anime will be marketed, produced, displayed? Are we going to be pushed and shown anime specifically made for the West first and not see or really get to see anything that's being made for like overseas? Like what do you think will happen?
I think it just depends, because a lot of the stuff that's made specifically for the West is also made over here within Western studios. So, like, for instance, with Cannon Busters, it was made within a Netflix studio. Like, it's a Netflix production, right?
Yes, I need to step in for a minute. So, as I know, you know what, my education is probably mute a little bit. I was there like almost half a decade ago, but I do know that like certain tasks within the development and process of making an animation or making an anime, it regardless, it was always global. Like very recently global. Like, for example, all of the all of like the my toe. Just kidding. All of the in-betweens that are done by the all of the in-betweens are typically done overseas, and like all of the storyboards, all of the character designs, all of the like not character development, bleh, but like the main plotting and scripting and all of that is done typically in-house. So like it's really sad. That was one of the main things that one of my teachers kept telling us and kept trying to remind us. Typically, if you want to work in animation in the West, you have to figure out whether or not you want to do like character design or storyboarding, or if you want to do in-betweens like general animation, we're drawing the same thing over and over again, you're probably going to have to look and see which part of the world you're going to have to want to work in. Because over in the West, we typically, when we do it, we kind of like develop the core bone skeleton of it, and then we send out the meat to be produced overseas. That's kind of how the process goes.
Okay. I mean, I guess it just depends because, again, I think the main thing would be that, what's working right now, what is the trends that they see going forward, because you also got to think within this market, there's also like Korean-made animes that are making it to the market as well. Chinese-made animes that are making it to the market.
Chinese cartoons are starting to come over to the America. Chinese cartoons are a thing now, y'all. We did it. We did it. My people. I'm sorry. Y'all don't understand that joke.
I'm so done with you, Nikki.
Anyways, but no, you are correct. I just love that joke. That the fact that, especially with To Be Hero X specifically as the main example. Actually, no. Clink Clink as well too.
Yep.
Like they keep on popping out with some bangers.
There was this one that I saw the animation of like a fight for it. It kind of reminds me of like, basically like your regular like day animals, but like with Pokemon like esque powers, but then the animation level of like a Dragon Ball Z fight, and it's all hand drawn. Right.
I feel like I've seen that before. That sounds familiar. Chanel, you gonna get picked up?
You want some attention? No.
Yeah, you bounced away. Oh no! You evaporated.
Oh, I'm back. Magic.
Chanel be evaporating people, yeah, sorry. But no, okay, so like, I don't know. So it makes me think of like certain genres will not be very popular over here. So like, with that, well, for example, so when I was reading another one of those articles, one of them actually mentioned that like certain genres that are more commonplace and actually produce like some profit over in Japan will not easily translate over here in the West, especially in America, such as BL. And if you guys don't know what BL is, that's boys love like anime and manga, something that I very much enjoy.
I've watched a BL here and there. It just depends. I mean, same thing with BL, GL.
I think I gave away my BL manga. I don't know where it is, and I'm sad. I bought that back at an anime convention, and it was not good, but I still wanted it just to say like, I have this. I am a Fujoshi. I want some like, I really want doujinshis, like Attack on Titan doujinshis so bad. I want Attack on Titan doujinshis. There's a specific artist doujinshi that I want for like Blaze Blue with Ragna X Jin and Ragna X Hazuma. It's very gross, so we want Ragna X Jin, but I still want it. But yeah,
But
no.
why do you think that they won't show those type of things over in this market in particular?
It's boys love.
I mean, just because of the fact that it has like gay people in it.
Yes. It's animated homosexual relations. Very loving. Like some okay, actually no, let me take that back. Sometimes the depictions, depending on what type of story they're trying to tell, sometimes the descriptions and the depictions of the relationships can be loving, but there are let's get one thing out of the way. Boy love manga and anime are 8 times out of 10 developed by a woman. So with that being said, a lot of the times these stories are very kind of like sensual and intimate, but we do live in a patriarchal society, and there are some women who like atone and like keep up with that. So even overseas, so some of them are like, "Ooh, I want a toxic relationship as well." So we'll get some of those type of boy love stories as well, and a lot of those are problematic. Some of them, I can name one of them that came out within the past decade. Yes, it has been a decade. I'm not that old yet. And that's Killing Stalking. If any of y'all know of that one, that is oh my god, that is such a problematic ass like story. Even when, because you want to know why? It was just the fact of like the audience who read it, majority of them were the whole audience of it just they were fighting each other, because half of them were like condoning the actions being taken place by a lot of the parties within the story, and the other half of the community was just like, what are y'all doing? Y'all are bashing and saying y'all can't be liking stuff like this. You can't be reading this and being like, this is cute. I would love to be kidnapped and have my legs broken. Like, no.
Well, we love a damsel in distress, don't we?
All right, let me spoil the first like chapter of Killing Stalking. It's called Killing Stalking because the protagonist stalked their quote unquote love interest for a good, I think like 3 months or some shit. They were stalking him. And they weren't doing a good job. They weren't doing a good enough job. You wanna know why? Because they couldn't figure out, they couldn't put 2 and 2 together that the person they were so deadly in love with was also a killer. He was also a serial killer. And once the stalker broke into the house and found one of the victims, and the dude caught him and proceeded to be one said victim, he was still like, no, not even still like, I think it finally went through his head like, oh, this nigga ain't good. Oh no, I need to get out of here. I'm in danger. You ain't no better. You was stalking him. You ain't no better. Like, so that's.
So you think just because, well, I guess with our current administration, I can see why you would think that a lot of these like BLG or animes wouldn't get shown over here with the same advertisement. I mean, granted, we don't see a lot of those being advertised as is. So you think that that'll shorten the advertisement of them, but is that going to shorten how often they get produced?
No,
they should still show up on like, I must say, these still usually, even if they don't get like a lot of like promotion, they'll still put them on the apps like Crunchyroll or.
And I think that's where that's the only thing they could affect, and it probably will be affected, because like we don't see a lot of boys love anime being dubbed ever, because that's already like, you see more girl love like Yuri anime being dubbed, which is, I find to be actually misogynistic, very much so.
It is.
Y'all take up more. Well, as of recently, I would say in the past like 7 to 8 years, not a full decade, but we started to get some boys love dub, but we kind of get honestly.
I'm gonna say, wasn't Yuri on Ice dubbed?
Urine Ice was dubbed. Free was dubbed.
Yeah.
It took like how long for it to get a dub though? It took a while though.
I'm gonna say Yuri on Ice had a dub basically immediately, but I know Free took like almost like a year or two after it came out.
It took 3-ish years. But I'm thinking of Bloom Into You. That got a simulcast. And that is a Yuri anime. And I'm like, okay. Because like another anime that is kind of boys love hinted, it was like Skate or Skate 8, whatever you want to call it. And like that guy, I don't think it got a simulcast, but it got a dub that was kind of like dragging a little bit. Like it wasn't same day like Bloom Into You. So I just think about that and I'm like, y'all willing to give Yuri a bit more chances, more that you are boys love, but you also know because Western producers of anime, like Funimation, they knew. The people who worked at Funimation knew that the women who were mainly into anime got into it due to boys love. A lot of them did. So they knew that eventually some of that stuff was going to have to be dubbed. But I feel like because Funimation is gone, I don't know if any of those people have any voice within the rooms at Crunchyroll or any other places like Netflix and all of them. Mm-hmm. So like, are they in the rooms as well saying like, oh no, women want some like animated boys kissing on each other type shit?
I mean, if they're smart and they want to be successful, they'll keep asking the people that were there and on like, you know, what they think they can improve on and what they think they can like definitely promote. I mean, it's one of those things that kind of just depends. Also, I was gonna say, just kind of throw it back, based off something we was talking about. Allegedly, you know, Naruto is supposed to be like a boy love anime.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes too much sense because
Naruto
once
and
again,
Sasuke,
yeah,
like
not even that. Why in the fuck do you have to make a whole new final movie just to establish that Naruto has a son at the end biologically? You couldn't just make him adopt somebody with like Sasuke or whatever, because throughout that entire series, we saw their development, their like relationship developments. Oh, so much so, like it's like romantical, and that's why we have a lot. I feel like Naruto is a culprit of why we have a lot of niggas out here treating their friends like they boyfriends instead of their girls better. Like we got too many niggas out here treating their boys better than their own like girlfriends and white like partners and shit, and it's like, I gotta blame Naruto for that.
You can blame him for it. I mean, that doesn't. It's not the worst thing to do. I mean, it wouldn't. I'm not saying it's not the worst thing to do. That sounded some like
worst thing to like blame.
He's not. It's not the worst thing to blame, and I can understand why you could see that just because of the parallels between how they treat their women in the anime and to how some men treat their women out in real life, and also you know. How basically that man traveled to the end of the world to try to save his homie, but literally neglected Hinata, who was there by his side until the very end. And the only reason he even noticed Hinata was because Hinata had to get her ass beat in front of him.
Wait,
when no one else would get out there, by the way. What? And then don't even get me started when Sakura tried to like flirt with Naruto,
like gaslight him into being like, I've always liked you, Naruto. What are you talking about?
Like, girl, ooh, because when he wanted you, man, back then they didn't want you. Now you have to out on you. That was the same energy. Because girl, when I was not out here throwing these hands with all these big boys that you trying to quote unquote, you know,
trying to hang with type shit.
Mind you, also. As much as people like hate on Sakura, I think she was also she don't get enough credit for basically keeping everybody alive because healers never get they do justice.
She is a white mage. She is a victim too, I feel like, by misogyny in that whole world. Actually, not even that whole world, just by the audience and how all y'all niggas growing up treated Sakura and shit. She useless. She got a big ass forehead. And how, real talk, that actually can be a discussion as well on how, at least how when I grew up and the niggas around me, how they always associated a useless woman to being like Sakura. And it's like,
I'm like, but Sakura's
she kept y'all alive.
I'm like,
is Sakura a black woman? Wait a minute, hold on.
Imagine the ninja war without Sakura. I just want y'all to imagine that for a second. Imagine if Sakura's not constantly she basically activated a field, keeping everybody constantly healed, also regenerating their chakra over time. So imagine if Sakura was not doing that. None of them would have lived. Nobody would have been able to live long enough for God to go all the way 8 gates. Nobody would have just think about this whole war scenario without your medic. But y'all call her useless. That's always been my biggest issue.
Like, y'all niggas that are ones that are like, we don't need free healthcare. What do we need free healthcare for? That's gonna be too expensive.
The math don't be mathing.
It really don't be mathing, bro. It really don't be mathing. You and else don't be math. Oh, actually, no, that's not gonna blend it in. But I feel like the boy love situation kind of does blend into the next.
I'm about to say, because again, allegedly that was what the original point of Naruto and Sasuke was supposed to be, a boy love anime, but they wanted to make it a hit, but then
they wanted to make it that's crazy. They wanted to make it more marketable in general for it to be globally marketable. Mm-hmm. So they made it a more heterosexual relationship, which is crazy. And that's why Snoop Dogg is a little weirdo for what the fuck he said. I don't care, bro. He's this.
I'm not repeating that.
I know, you don't need to. But you are. How you gonna be I need to not pitch. How you gonna be an advocate and out here saying like you revolutionize the porn industry, but not understand what that implicates? Did you only revolutionize one sector of the porn industry? There are multiple sectors. There's there is literally gay, men on men. There's female.
When did he say that about the porn industry?
Huh?
When did he say that?
I remember hearing that he said that.
It was, I don't know.
I feel like I read that somewhere, but it was on social media, not on the article. Social media. So I am a good 9 times out of 10 wrong. But the feeling is still there. If them fucking Republicans can do that, I can do that too in this one instance. But one instance, I'm most likely wrong on that. But this motherfucker, real talk though, he his upbringing, like his name in the game, his claim to the game.
It's based off of being a gangster rap.
Being a sexualized gangster, being a pimp, being one that's like get hoes and bitches. I out here fucking type shit.
But you have an issue with trying to explain to your grandson about how a lesbian couple can have a child. I'm I feel like as a grown man, like there's multiple ways that you can have this conversation, right? And obviously people had because I was reading like comments and stuff on like people opinions on this like topic, whatever. And someone had brought up everyone has the right to try to teach their children about things in their own way, but sometimes they feel like certain conversations are not acceptable. And I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? Because I do feel like there's a boundary of way when certain topics are brought up, but there's a way that you can explain stuff to a kid in a way that makes sense to them, and a way that also doesn't overexpose them.
Yes. There's plenty of ways to make something child friendly. And honestly, I feel like that is a failure of the education system, not of today, but let's call it stray. Back in the the 70s, in the 60s, and going forward. It started all the way back then. It is a failure of how we have developed the education system all the way back in the 70s and 60s, and how we have taught people in general, and how they perceive to teach their own kin and children. So no, but the fact that like we limited certain education and knowledge in the schools,
as they're trying to do today,
like you limit what parents are able to teach their kids already. Like it's kind of, it really is the chicken and the egg situation, kind of, because like once you quote unquote change an education system, that egg, the new system is not a chicken or an egg, but that child in that new system is the new product of it, if that makes sense.
well, you wouldn't. The point of changing things is to change them for the better, right? You don't want to change them in a way that is taken back. And the point of what a lot of the like, especially with a lot of what's going on in our current environment right now. Excuse me.
I'm gonna take out the money hood.
I mean,
And release my pussy, my barrettes.
yes. But in the light of all of the things that are going on in our current day to day world, trying to navigate that and then also teach your children about things, I can understand how that can be hard, but also taking things away from schools is not the answer. Taking away, like, taking away educating pieces and taking away exposure to things doesn't mean that they go away. Like, if you take gay people out of media, that doesn't mean gay people don't exist.
Yeah.
Like, the odds of your child meeting a gay family member is very high because you're bound to have a gay cousin, a gay uncle, a gay sister, a gay something. You know, there's somebody in your family that's going to be queer, a part of the LGBTQ, because we exist. They exist everywhere naturally. So regardless of like what you feel, you can't pretend that doesn't exist, and it's something that happens. Like, you know, it's a natural thing. So the way that you can go about it is by exposing people so that they can, you know, one, know that these people exist, know that if they are also this, that it's okay for them to be that, because it's nothing wrong with them being gay or, you know, trans or bisexual, whatever they may be. Even straight, there's nothing wrong with being that too. Like, understanding who you are doesn't, like, that's not going to, like, hurt them as a kid, right? And then also, like, being able to like see like these different things creates these conversations that you can, as a parent, you know, take this as a talking point to educate your child in a way that you see fit, right? It's, if you don't want them to be educated by someone else on this topic in a way that you don't want them to, like, say you feel like this is too mature for them, you can take that initiative to then like, this basically gives you a talking point to then now you steer the conversation.
But here's the thing, I feel like there's a lot of parents who are not willing to do the basic research to try to even explain the topic to said children, and B, they're too uncomfortable with the fact that they exist in general. So I feel like a lot of these parents back then and today now rather just pretend they don't exist because it's easier for them to, like, you know, it regardless, it makes them uncomfortable, but if they pretend they don't exist, it helps their comfortability. But it's just the fact of, like, them ignoring to teach their children that these people exist, that it is okay to figure out your sexuality, and no matter what you are still loved by their parents, but a lot of them are not. But regardless, they are not taught that, and in return, that honestly incites resentment, violence amongst yourself, especially if you are a hidden, like, closeted person of any type of sexuality other than heterosexual, or it just resents hatred towards others who just feel comfortable enough to do the thing that
you would want to do. You kind of are envious of.
not even envious of. Like some people who are just still straight up hate homosexuals.
Well, they're envious of the freedom that we have.
Yes, the
like,
freedom.
That, like, because a lot of people, you know, they want the freedom of being able to wear what you want to wear and being able to not give a fuck about what the next person has got to say about you, right? But they don't want to actually do it, right? They want to be, they are envious of people who do it and don't care because they care so much, you know?
And that's, oh God, it leads back into like the toxic masculine mindset that both men and women portray and like possess. That's the word.
And
possess.
also
Participate in, yeah. Like there are so many women who I feel like would be a lot happier. For example, Miranda. Miranda from Sex and the City. She is so much happier as a lesbian, even though she is being, I've heard that she's being dragged like a dog by her partner now. It's a lot better than how Steve was dragging. It's not a lot better. It's regardless. Miranda needs to be single for a hot second. But it's the fact that, like, I feel like Miranda feels a lot happier that she is making this choice that is not persuaded by her very just judgmental friends. Because Samantha and Kent, all three of them hoes are judgmental as fuck. It's just like, I feel so bad that she had to settle for Steve. Yes, she settled for Steve. Every time that man spoke, he sounded like he was a slow child. And it's very sad for me to say that, but he really, and I'm not trying to knock him, but it's just the fact that, like, he kept manipulating her. And as a still goofy 20-something-year-old woman, I need to stop watching LA Pop. Like, literally, I need to stop watching it. But regardless, she is correct. Like, you want to defend him because you keep thinking, like, oh, maybe I am being too stubborn. Maybe I need to, like, lower my standards. Da, 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 da. No! That's a trap! Then they get away with worse shit. You a lawyer. What are you doing? Brokey ass nigga. What the fuck you got on my face? Wow. How you gonna try to manipulate me to get you?
You peeking.
Sorry. How you gonna try to get me? How you gonna try to manipulate me to get you up here in my apartment by saying, do you want the neighbors to know what we say? Yeah, I do. Say it. It's 20. Back then it was 1970 something, but it's 2025 now. It was 1998. I was
like, girl, that was the early 2000s, I think.
No, it was.
Or was it based in the 90s? I'm not a sexist.
It came out in 20. Not 20. It came out in 1998, I believe.
But it led into the 2000s.
Yes. Wait, did it? No. Wait. I think it came out a little bit earlier, like 2019. I was born in the year beforehand, but I am a 2000s baby. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not a 90s baby. But I believe it came out after 1995. I know that for sure. I know that. But I can't remember what year. Like, it was it.
Well, I mean, the main point was we were just making a reference to Sex and the City.
Yes. But,
as far as, I mean, again, I think because we want to go back to talking about,
yes, but the main topic at hand on how, like, you being unable to explain certain relationships, even though
it's not the author or the media's fault for like having this be shown, because gay people exist in all facets of life. They exist everywhere. It's your responsibility as the parent to educate, on these topics. Like, and also it's your job to educate yourself on these topics.
That's the crazy part. That like you are a grown man, not your son, your grandson. You still unable to talk about this?
But
That just shows you old and ignorant. And, like that's not cute.
But okay, but you stunned about this. So how you explain about your many times going to prison? How do you explain about your crime when you was selling drugs or when you was out here? You know.
Wait, reportedly selling drugs, right? Because I don't think he was really doing that.
Well,
Was he?
allegedly selling drugs.
Yes, alleged. Let's put that up there. Alleged.
No. Or when you were out here, and I mean, just listening to your music should be enough. Of
Question a lot of stuff like, what's a trick and a hoe that granddad? What's this and this? What's it's like? I don't listen to old Snoop Dogg or anything like that.
All I'm saying is at the end of the day, right? You as a parent can talk about all this gangster stuff because that's what you know, because that's what you lived, but yet you refuse to educate yourself beyond that. And that's the issue that you have with your own self.
I will say that he educates himself in economic politics because you want to dance around for a certain somebody.
You can tap dance for MAGA, but you have an issue when it comes to
like you ain't making it make sense. So like I don't really care to respect you anymore.
I guess do anything to get your homie out the jail.
Like, not only that, then you also lie and say you stopped smoking weed or whatever. Regardless, you stopped smoking weed too. Whether it's true or a lie, like, bye. I smoke weed still, so you ain't cool to me.
I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
People make their own choices. You grown. But, as far as that, though, I think ultimately you have to make your own choices as a parent, as a grandparent. You know, you have to make these choices on how you educate your kids, and it's not the industry or no one's pushing any agendas outside of, or you know what, we are pushing an agenda. The agenda that we're pushing is like for us to have like empathy, for people to know that gay people exist.
That's
and
right.
To know that because they exist and they are normal people and that there's nothing wrong or completely different outside of who they decide to love.
There's nothing weird. There's nothing unnatural. There ain't nothing like that with people a part of the LGBT community. It's the fact that you guys are so persistent and so hell-bent on demonizing anybody that is not fitting into patriarchy, even though y'all niggas don't like patriarchy either, which is crazy. It's crazy. A lot of y'all niggas don't actually like patriarchy. The only things you like about patriarchy is the fact that you control. Patriarchy says that men can't control. That is the only thing you like about it. Everything else you hate how you have to obtain said control and power. But everything like you gross. Y'all bum niggas. That's what I mean. Like.
I was also going to say on that as well, a lot of times people will try to use like religion as their reason as to why they don't believe in it. But again, if you're using religion as your reason why, specifically Christianity, you should probably take a look into which version of the Bible that you're reading, because if you look at the King James Version, one, that's a rewrite of the original version, and he only changed the to be anti like queer and added that version in there. Mind you, he's a queer. Allegedly, he was a queer man. He wrote stories to his lover, who was a male, as a king. By the way, but
now you telling on the king now, like
yeah, because I mean, listen, the Christians love to read the King James. The King James version of the Bible, that's the widely accepted version, which was just a rewrite, and he only did it as a flex to show the people that, y'all telling me that I'm blasphemous and all of this. Okay, I'm about to rewrite this and say that this is now what it says. Deal with it, and I'm going to redistribute it, and it ended up being a bestseller, and,
That man is in hell. Like, literally, like, wait a minute. Is that the version that says you cannot rewrite the Bible?
Well, it doesn't say that you can't rewrite it.
No, it says if you miscue any of the words in said book, you going to hell. Like, Like me, I just miscue that. I don't care. I don't fully believe in heaven, hell type shit. I believe in your afterlife atoning for how you behaved, but it's not a set place you go to. Like, and I'm not getting in that either. Everybody believe in some other shit nowadays. Who fucking cares?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think that it's if one using religion as any type of like form or reason to hate somebody is crazy, because one, not everyone follows the same religion as you, and you preach and want people to have religious freedom, but you only want that freedom to be extended to people who believe in Christianity.
Like,
like you preach that you don't want nobody to come for your religion and take they're taking religion out of school. I'm like, no. Taking religion out of school would mean that no one should be allowed to accept any religion in their school. But taking religion out of school is not taking the Bible out of school. Taking the Bible out of school is just taking Christianity as the only acceptable form of religion.
And that is crazy. They really do be saying they taking Christianity, they taking the religion out of school, and it's like, no, I literally had a religion course for like a good 2 weeks in my class, but we didn't talk about Christianity. We talked about how all three of the main core ones came to be. So like
how they're all just playing the worst game of telephone ever.
Yes. Literally, that is how we were taught that. I remember it was a student teacher that taught us that shit. He taught us for majority of that year, and that was crazy that our teacher allowed that shit. But he was pretty decent. He was all right. I am now. He gives me a bit weird vibes, but like probably like he doesn't know or understand boundaries type weird vibes. But he's older now, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's crazy, but no. It's just the fact that like he was like Abraham technically is what was it? I don't remember it now, but I remember that. Well, no, I do. Muslim is technically first because Abraham had a bastard baby, and the Muslim religion recognized that child first and follows his lineage. And the second child that he actually had, what Sarah? That
Yeah.
white woman ass name that definitely was not an actual name back in the day. She actually got pregnant, and then Christianity came to be, and then Judaism is something. I don't remember which one. But yeah, did I pass? Let me know down in the comments.
Pass. But yeah, I mean, like I said, using religion to justify hating any type of person is crazy, especially Christianity of all religions. It's supposed to be about loving thy neighbor, loving that person, and they tend to not be on that same wavelength.
They sure don't. Even when they're trying to be loving, like, you'll find your way, da-da-da-da-da, that is still judgmental. And one of the first things that the Lord said is, you do not have the right to judge others. Only I do. Sorry, the Laird. I try to not say the Lord anymore. I'd rather say the Laird.
Who is without sin cast the first stone.
That type.
Oh, girl, I'm sorry. I can almost quote the Bible left and right.
I cannot. Whenever somebody says I can quote the Bible, shut the fuck up. I don't care. That's not a flex in my opinion. Y'all bitches were just
I'm not
bored.
saying it as a flex. I'm saying it as this is why the Bible is one of my favorite books as if you read it as like a mythological story, it has so much good fantasy. Like there's druids, there's a plague that's basically like almost zombies in the
Matthew. I remember watching that movie. I remember the adaptation of that manga chapter in the manga, aka the Bible manga.
Matthew, I think that's in Matthew 27. I'm gonna say.
Is it Moses and all that with Egypt?
I mean, he's basically a mage.
Yeah.
Slamming a staff down and splitting the ocean. Tell me that's not a mage. Talking to a burning bush, and it's normal.
That entire book is full of magical people and creatures. What are you talking? Magical rituals. What are you talking
But we don't.
about?
We don't question it. Also, and then when I told people, I'm like, in the original Bible, because they love using this particular verse to say why, like God hates gay people is that um, man shouldn't sleep with man in the same way that they sleep with woman. So man shouldn't sleep with mankind in the same way that they sleep with women. Yada yada yada. Right.
That don't make.
And originally, that was supposed to be about man shouldn't sleep with child in the same way that they um, sleep with, and then they said something along the lines of like woman, partner, significant other, something in that, like that's what that translation meant. So they just basically changed that to be about man shall sleep with man, and basically
Because they wanted to atone the PDF file Alia, which is. I mean, I really, I can't stand. I really can't.
yeah. And then when I get on it about that, because I'm like, love people when people say something about gay people being this, and that, but yet committing adultery, done been in 4 or 5 failed marriages, done had abortion X, Y, and Z, or
That's fine.
well, I'm talking about religion wise. I think it's fine. I don't give a fuck what you do. You live your life.
Religion, when it comes to abortion, still semi don't make sense because I feel like an abortion did happen.
Oh, there
in
was
the Bible.
there was too, but that was because it was about saving the the woman, and she was also raped. So
So there are literal like justifications and reasons as to why you should and can have an abort. So,
well, a lot of times, because if you read specifically the King James version of the Bible, then those verses are omitted.
listen.
Which is why I always laugh about there being multiple versions of this text that's so sacred, because it's all up to interpretation from the way that it looks. And these are all books. Again, the verses and all of this are just testimonies from people writing down what they quote unquote saw happen.
I find it so funny and hilarious. It makes me chuckle that there is a family member that keeps calling this book the basic instructions before leaving Earth. And that's gross. Because of these are the instructions, they're instructing you to go to hell. Like, I really do believe that. And it's just like, they're instructing you to be a bad person. I would not fully follow every single thing.
Well, I think
heart
that,
to heart in the Bible. You have to be interpretive. You have to. It's media analysis, honestly.
You gotta have discernment, and of course, but I don't think that if you take specific, like, again, it's more so the people's interpretation of the Bible and how they use it as a weapon against other people. That's the issue, because the Bible itself tells you to be nice to people. It tells you to be careful. It tells you to be charitable. It tells you to like want to love on these people, love on everybody, right? And take care of people, and take care of those who are less fortunate than you, and take care of the poor, and all these things, right? But
it's
the people
supposed to be about love.
Don't listen to those parts. They listen to the you shouldn't sleep with men.
The fear and warmongering parts of
exactly.
the Bible of like, if you don't do this, this is bad thing will happen to you. See, it happened in this book that was written a long time ago by this king who we know is to be kings back then were very corrupted and all that, but he wrote this, so it's legit, it's credible. Like, what is this? What are we doing? What are we doing?
It's his verse. He didn't write it, he edited it. Let's not give him writing credit.
That's even worse.
He took what he decided was valuable knowledge from the scrolls and what he saw from the original books, and decided, no, this is the version that I think should be pieced together, and this is the version I want to be out everywhere.
That's even worse. That's even worse. Mm-hmm. The fact that you you literally picked and choose.
Because a lot of times, they don't really pay attention to this, but if you read the Bible, there's a lot of contradictory verses. There's like
Oh, very much.
where it'll say this in the Bible, and then almost 2 chapters later say something that's immediately contradictory to what it just said, and then you're like, wow.
Well, that don't make any sense. Why am I following something that is constantly contradicting itself? I'm like, that just kind of feels like this current world that we're living in.
Well, it's because it was made by somebody who is not a perfect person and is trying to push their own agendas onto other people.
Like, I get you're not perfect, but every human is not perfect. So, like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Like, why are we punishing ourselves because we are not perfect, knowing that we are not perfect? And even that fucking book will mention it, even though it's hypocritical. But it's still, if you want to follow anything in that book, follow the one thing that says, like, we are human, we will make mistakes, we will, quote unquote, be born into sin, which is, I semi understand what that means, but at the same time, how it is perceived by a lot of Christians nowadays. That's not how I see it, and I feel like that implication is a lot more dangerous. I feel like we are kind of lost my point. Kind of lost my thought. It ended at that point right there.
Okay, that's fine.
In that point right there. But no, that was kind of like my whole diatribe and everything. My whole opinion on the whole, like, reason why I even brought up Snoop to begin with and, like, trying to get further with, like, marketing in the anime community is because I see that lady so much around this whole fucking city.
You were at
and she
it so
always has more than 4 children with her.
Okay, focus, babe.
I'm so sorry. I evaporated saying that too. The reason why I bring him up while talking about the guessing on how Japan will move forward when marketing anime and animations over in the US, I feel as if certain things will be, especially with everything being behind a paywall now, I feel like certain genres are going to not be a thing over here pretty soon. And that's going to be just very disappointing on my end. But at the same time, I feel like that's just another form of censoring.
I think it just depends, right? Because it could be more so like if we have a situation. Here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just wrap it up with this point, and we can go to after that.
Okay.
I think the issue with that is that I think that those things will still exist. I think they won't be as prevalent, and I think that they won't get marketed over here as much, and may not be like on mainstream platforms, like heavily, and we will have to look at them like on off stream or like the off brand stuff, or find them in different like avenues. But I don't think that they're gonna completely just not be produced.
Oh, most definitely.
Especially considering the audience that they have over in the Japan market, and I feel like a lot of those that get super popular over there will saturate and leak over here, which is why I don't think that they will be completely like gone from our media. I just think that they will slowly be like a less like prevalent thing unless it's extremely popular in Japan.
My main worry is that I'm afraid that those types of anime will be full out banned for being distributed over here in general, let alone being dubbed. And I want to hear American men moan in their microphone talking about
She said she wanted to hear Anime Man moan in her mouth. In her ear. I said mouth.
In my mouth, bro. That's exactly right in my mouth.
But
See you, bugs. I gotta go get something.
all right, that's gonna be the end of our stream for today, or our podcast. Thank you guys for coming and watching. Keep out and keep in tune. This is my friend Nikki Kake's YouTube channel. You can follow us, like, and subscribe. And I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Enjoy Labor Day.